sit there because you're going to have to come closer. You can't zoom. Just put, come on.
I pressed it.
Okay. Does it go?
Yes.
Hey guys, we are doing a mushroom rigatoni bolognese from this month's Season's Best. It's one of our one-pot meals. Our theme for this show was one-pot meals, so I thought I would show you one of them, how easy it is. I'm adding some ground beef to this just to get it a little more. And this was actually still frozen, so I am using the mix and chop and getting it all broken up nice and fine because you know how we all have it. And this calls for using the 12-inch family skillet, but I am using the all-purpose pot because I'm going to double this recipe because I'm going to freeze some and save some. So you guys are getting some like tips on how to be able to freeze part of the meal or share it for later or do meals for the week, whatever you want to do. Depends on if you're a kind of person that likes to save meals and for the week. All right, I couldn't find my thing. All right, so while this is finishing cooking, I'm going to put this lid on, and then I'm going to try not to spill my water. I'm going to show you guys how to use the can opener. I have done it just about every time. So this is our smooth edge can opener, and it's going to go smooth on both sides. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to lock it in. You turn it clockwise, and then you continue to move, and of course, that had a little rough spot. All right, and then you're going to feel, you're going to go all the way around the can, and you're going to hear a little click, and you're going to turn it counterclockwise to get it, unlock it. So then you're going to take the little pinchers, there's a little bird beak right there,
Nom nom.
and you're going to just pinch the edge, and voila. And I've already opened these other ones. All right, so this calls for 2 cans of diced tomatoes, but I'm going to use a mixture of diced tomatoes and tomato sauce just because I'm doubling the recipe and I only had so many diced tomatoes. So I did not plan ahead as well as I should. So, all right. So let's give a little tip. So, you know, we talked in the show about the peppers not cutting off the stem. The same goes for an onion. Onion, peppers, whatever it is, you want to leave it attached to the stem so it stays fresher longer. So I'm going to chop this part off and then I'm going to peel it. And I'm going to use the food chopper, and then I'm going to also show you how to use a knife to chop it. So that way you can make your pick on whatever you want to use, okay? So I'm going to cut it in half so I can use half for the food chopper. I'm going to use that half for the food chopper. So that half I'm going to have to actually cut the stem off. I'm going to cut it like this. And then
Can I do some of this stuff?
Not right now. So this is our chef's knife. We have a nice paca wood, which is kind of like a plastic and wood composite. And this is forged cutlery where it's all one piece. You see it's all the way on there. It's called a full tang blade where it makes it weighted nicely. And we even have guides to where you're supposed to hold the knife. So when you're chopping an onion, if you don't want to use a food chopper and you want to be quick and easy, what you do is you take and cut some slits through all the way up almost to where the stem is. And you can even slide your knife through there, and then you just go. And you know, all of our cutting boards are dishwasher safe, and sorry, trying to think and cut at the same time. They're all dishwasher safe, so it makes it so handy. And I'm going to show you our flexible cutting mat here with the food chopper, so you can see how easy it is. Now you can chop food in here, but you can also do it separately, and of course I have to lay it down. Okay. So we used to call this our mood meter because you can always tell how fine it's chopped up is what your mood is looking like. But the food chopper actually comes apart and goes into the dishwasher and opens up. So you don't have to worry about any food getting stuck. And I'm just going to set that over there. And then I'm just going to do this. Now, if you ever use your knife to slice things, don't ever use the sharp edge. Use the dull edge and wipe it off, okay? It makes it much easier. Now I'm going to use the mushrooms in here.
Ooh, 2 people.
Good.
3 people.
Fabulous. All right. This calls for a little bit of oil to use, so I am not going to drain the ground beef since it's so lean. Now, in little groupings, Yes, you can do the manual food processor. Ooh, Zeke just ate a mushroom. All right, so I'm gonna do this half and half. So we can do this.
Can you both halves?
Yes, you can do both halves. All right. Isaac loves to use the manual food processor. So our manual food processor is like our food chopper. It has a 5-year guarantee. Super handy, super easy to clean. There's even a lid that goes with it. Okay, that one's good. So I am going to set that in this bowl right here.
Mushrooms smell weird.
Well, mushrooms will take on the flavor of just about anything. That's why mushrooms are so handy. And they're kind of meaty. All right. So while Isaac's doing that other half, I'm going to show you our easy read measuring cup, because this recipe actually goes and uses soy sauce, which adds just a little of the umami flavor. So I'm just going to pour in. You see, I don't have to bend over to check out my measurement. I can just sit and pour and see the measurements. And the nice thing is the measurements are on there permanently, so they're never going to fade on you. All right. So I got this ready. Okay, perfect, Isaac. You can pour that other one into the food processor. All right, so this is ready. I am going to...
What's the food processor?
You can pour that part into there. Okay. So I am going to throw these onions in here. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed since Isaac's doing this. All right, Isaac, can you hold this? I'm at the other way around. Yeah. No, you hold this. All right. So I'm going to put my onions in. I'm just going to put it in with... And then I'm going to use my garlic press. You guys, I can't tell you...
Use it?
No, the last time you used it didn't go that well. Okay. So I actually have 2 cloves of garlic. When I first was looking at the garlic press, my aunt, Belinda, told me that I had to get this thing because it was amazing. And I was like, well, I'm not paying that price for a garlic press. Went to Walmart and bought a garlic press. And several weeks later, the mesh came out. So, needless to say, I got a garlic press when I decided to sign up for Pampered Chef, and it was an essential tool. And I have never looked back. Okay, so let me just throw this into the trash. Here, let's show them the tool. So this tool, so this way you never smell like garlic. It comes right out. And let me do these other 2. So there you go. And it is dishwasher safe. I never dishwash the tool just because I don't want to have to find it anywhere. So I just always hand wash it. It makes it easier. All right, we're going to let that cook for just a minute. And then, all right, so I am going to get my mushrooms in here. Get it all mixed in together. So I'm just setting this everywhere. I'm using the mix and chop just gently so it's easier than me having to dirty another dish. But a lot of times, no, not right now. A lot of times I like to use my mixing scrapers because they're so handy. All right. So we're gonna let this sit for just a minute. Like I said, I've already opened my my tomatoes. We're gonna just let that cook up. All right, Isaac, you don't have to show. You crack me up. All right. So, all right, we're gonna give that just another minute, and then I am going to add the tomatoes up in just a second here. I want to leave it covered. The lid's nice and handy because then it cooks everything more evenly. The lids are dishwasher safe, but I normally just hand wash them because it is so easy. And our pans, these things clean up so well. Now, when you have a pan, if you have a gas stove, you want to make sure that your flame never goes past the edge of the bowl. You actually don't want to have it cover the whole side, or you can overheat your pan. So you want to make sure you use the appropriate size burner. Like if you're on an electric stove, you want to make sure you use one that's the proper diameter so you're not overheating your cookware. Because these do actually heat up quickly. And they're super handy to be able to have and use. All right, Isaac, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, let me check it. So these scrapers, I love these because these are silicone and these aren't going to permanently stain. So you can use them with tomato sauce or iced tea or anything like that.
Oh, that's hot.
With any of the white utensils, if they ever do stain, you can put them out in the sun and the sun will bleach them back to their normal color. Go ahead and add it. Okay. Go ahead
Here,
and
hold
keep
the camera.
Okay. Isaac loves to be able to show this. All right. Oh, Isaac, careful. It's not flinging everywhere. All right.
That's a lot of tomato sauce.
It is a lot of tomato sauce, but we're going to have the pasta come in here, and we need that liquid. So, and this is why, no, we're not ready for the pasta yet. I got to break it. No, you don't need to try it crunchy. Hold this, please. All right, so, you know, I like to use the protein pasta because it's higher in protein and fiber. And there's more and more brands. You don't need to show the thing, Isaac. There's more and more brands that are, Isaac, I just said you don't have to, that are coming out like with chickpea or lentil ones. They're a little higher in fiber and higher in protein because beans and lentils are higher in fiber and protein, which help keep you feeling fuller longer, and they don't spike your blood sugar as much. So then that way you're not having the high and then the crash from all the yummy goodness, okay? So it helps you to get a little bit extra. I'm just looking at this, okay? Okay, so I have a little bit of red wine.
Ooh, it's red.
Yes, and you can do white wine if that's what you have. And if you don't have wine, hold on. If you don't have wine, you can use water or chicken stock or vegetable stock, whatever you want, just to add. Okay, and then this is the soy sauce to get that little bit of extra savory flavor. All right, and hold on, let me mix it up. Okay, so let me get it all mixed up. And you guys, I have tried this before. It's so delicious. And the last time I made it, I actually used vegetarian, actually vegan, like the soy crumbles, and that was really good with it. So go ahead and add the water, Isaac.
Put those things too.
We'll put the water in.
Well, I can't.
All right.
She said, hi, lady.
Hey, Deb.
Here, hold this.
Okay.
I want to do the thingy-majiggies.
Okay, just go ahead and put it on. Isaac is really being helpful. Okay, so these Easy Read measuring cups, we have a 1/4 cup baby one that comes on its own. Woo! And then we have a 1 cup, 2 cup, and 4 cup one. Yes, please, the whole thing. And they're dishwasher safe. And you guys, I'm so fancy. These are my gravy boats. Just because that's how I roll. So, okay. Okay, so sorry, he's shooting basketball. Okay, so. No.
It was awesome.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit. Of course, the pasta's going to come al dente, and it's going to be about 15 minutes. So I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to turn the temperature down just a little bit so we don't have to worry about boiling over or anything. Do you know, you guys, when you don't want something to boil over, you can either put a wood spoon on, and we have a boil over no more tools that are silicone that help when you're trying to boil things, and that way you don't have to worry about them boiling. So, all right, now, I ran out of Italian seasoning. Here, hold this. I ran out of Italian seasoning, so I'm using the sweet basil rub, and I'm going to use a little bit of regular oregano, too. And yes, I really measure well. You guys, I love our seasonings. If you guys haven't tried them, you need to try them. They're gluten-free, sorry, I'm looking and trying to talk at the same time. There's what I want. They're gluten-free and MSG-free, and herbs and spices are a great way to add some flavor to any dish. All right, perfect. Okay, well, you hold, and I'll mix for right now, okay? And then we'll put the lid on and let it finish cooking. So, you guys, I have been live for just a few minutes, and that's already ready, and then in less than 30 minutes, you're going to have a one-pot meal, so... Yes, you need to get some seasonings. They're so handy. So anyways, Isaac's all done. He's helped me enough. But the seasonings are one of my favorite things. Everybody asks me, what are your favorites? Things you can't live without. I tell them when we moved to our apartment and we didn't have our stuff for a few months, there were certain things that I brought with me. One was one of my scrapers, my mix and chop, a cutting. I brought some of my flexible cutting mats just because they're handy and they take up so little space. One or two of my knives, and then I brought 2 pieces of cookware, 2 pieces of stoneware, and then my seasonings. And yeah, I'm kind of nerdy like that. I have become very spoiled. And I love my tools, and they save so much time and effort. You guys, I just whipped up dinner, and I have it about ready. So I'll probably just add some, something else with it. But and then I'm going to freeze half of this. Because today it's only me, Isaac, and Dave eating tonight. So David is out for a show choir, and he'll be gone all day, so he won't be eating this, so I will have a ton of leftovers. I may freeze this and keep it for when I have to make a meal for somebody or when we're in a pinch someday. It really helps with saving time, and I love to save time. I do not like quick, I love quick recipes. I do not like long, labor-intensive recipes, and you guys saw how quickly I got all of that together, and I cannot get the wine back in the fridge. Operator error here. Does anybody have any questions or anything? If not, I'm going to sign off, and I will be sure to take that final, the picture of the final product all whipped up. So, well, perfect. You guys, I hope this was helpful to you. I'm telling you what, our little $1 Season's Best cookbook, well, $2, they have some fabulous recipes, and you guys, they have pictures. So you know what your meal should kind of at least look like. I always tell people sometimes my recipes do not look beautiful, but I am pampered. I am not perfect. I've never had anything flop and just not taste good that I've gotten from Pampered Chef. So, except I don't love pho, but that is a preference. But you guys, keep an eye out. I will be doing some sneak peeks of products that are coming out in March, and I'm also going to continue to make sure I remind you guys of the products that are going away here in February. So if you guys are interested in getting those products, you can either place an order or get a show booked and get them for free or discounted. So I hope this was fun, and I will see you guys all later. Thanks.